welcome to another quick maths tutorial. Today I'll be explaining how you can solve quadratic equations by factorising. So I'll be showing you what factorising is. So if you're given a quadratic equation, which you may have come across before, it'll have an unknown, which we usually represent as x, and there'll be three terms in it usually. One could be absent, but you will have a some lot of x squared, some lot of amounts of just x, and a constant number at the end, which is doesn't involve an x. And the idea is we can try and find out what x is, and usually because it's x squared in it, there'll be two values of x, so two answers. Okay. So if I get my pen, what I'm going to do is what I'm going to do is I'm going to list the factors of the constant number. Okay, factors are three, and luckily three's prime, so its only factors are itself and 1, so 3 and 1. And to be able to solve by factorisation, which is essentially the best way without a calculator, the factors of the constant need to be able to add up to get the middle term, the amount of x. Okay, so 4. Luckily for us that works. We could also, if you wanted to list more factors, have minus 3 and minus 1. Because times them together gives us positive 3. So they're also, bearing in mind, it's very important to understand how negatives work for quadratics, because they will be important later on in different examples. Okay, so we have 3 and 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two pairs of brackets. Alright. And they're both going to start with x. And then they're going to be our factors here, so plus 3. And close that bracket, then x plus 1. Now this is something I should have put in the example, but you can only solve a quadratic equation if it's equal to 0, okay? If it's not, if it's equal to something else, make it equal to 0, get rid of all the terms until you're left with 0 on one side. But if it's not equal to anything, it's not an equation and it can't be solved, so that is an important step. And basically, both these brackets are equal to 0 because they are being times together. So one of them has to be 0 to give us 0. That's how it would work. So we're going to say x plus 3 is equal to 0, or x plus 1 is equal to 0. If x add 3 is 0, then x has to be minus 3. So I'm going to put that in. Or x is minus 1, because x plus 1 could be 0 as well. Alright, so there are answers, minus 3 or minus 1. Alright, I'll move on to a different example. Alright, here we go. X squared minus 8x plus 16. I'll just say equal to 0 once again. And list factors of the 16. And actually, I'm going to pick minus 4 and minus 4. Because minus 4 squared is positive 16, but minus 4 add minus 4 is minus 8, which is our middle term here. So they work. So we can do it again. X minus 4, x minus 4 is equal to 0. Now in this case, because they're both the same, it doesn't matter which one we'll get. Either way, we'll get that x is equal to positive 4, because x minus 4 is equal to 0, so x plus 4 is 0. So x is 4, basically. X minus 4 is 0. That works for both of them, which is why we're only getting one answer in this case. And finally, for the last example, we have a number in front of the x squared, so we're going to have to do things differently here. We have 2x squared, okay? So what we're going to do, if it's draw an arrow here, we're going to times that by a constant, and we'll get minus 24. Bearing in mind the minus is important. Now we treat this as our constant, and we list factors of that add up to positive 5. In this case, 8 and minus 3 work. Alright? 8 take 3 is 5. Right, and we're going to do what we did before, but slightly different. We're going to leave the 2 in the brackets. So 2x, instead of just normal x. This isn't completely right when I write this. Got to pay it equal to 0. But one of them will cancel down, and it should work. So 2x plus 8 and 2x minus 3. Now, this bracket cancels down, just put it equal to 0, because this technically gives us 4x squared, and 2x is times together if we were to expand this. It's not completely right, but we can cancel down this bracket. We can divide these by 2, so that becomes x plus 4 in that bracket, okay? Alright, so we have x plus 4 is 0, or 2x minus 3 is 0. So if x plus 4 is 0, then x is minus 4. But if 2x minus 3 is 0, we can add 3 to both sides and get 2x is 3. We can divide both sides by 3 and get x is equal to 3 over 2. Divide both sides by 2, sorry. Get rid of 2 on the x, alright? So that would be 1.5. So minus 4 or 1.5. Alright, so that is how you solve quadratic equations by factorisation. This doesn't always work for every quadratic equation. It has to, if it doesn't work, I will go over different ways in how you can solve this. Alright, so thanks for watching this video.